Storm chances shifting off into West Texas for a couple of days, but they're going to be coming on back east as Crashy the Cold Front arrives on Friday. Could we see severe storms? Let's talk about it in the Hump Day edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. Good morning. It is Wednesday, the 17th of May, 2023. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Bully-in-Chief David Reimer. We're going to have a few days of quieter weather across the state before we tend to become a bit more active by Friday, maybe into the weekend, but that's certainly not a guarantee. Let's just take a look at today off the high-resolution rapid refresh model. This is a model that's relatively accurate most of the time. Pretty high resolution, runs every hour, and can give us a good idea of what things are going to look like later today into tonight in terms of not only cloud cover, but if we're going to have any sort of thunderstorm mischief. We could see a few storms across portions of the southeastern third of Texas this afternoon, but any sort of mischief will remain isolated, so we're not expecting widespread showers and storms again today. This afternoon, generally after 4 p.m. Central through the evening hours, you can see we're going to see scattered storms fire on up across portions of the Panhandle, West Texas, Northwest Texas, in addition to eastern New Mexico, and some of that activity could be strong with the potential for some small hail, maybe hail up the size of quarters, localized damaging winds of 60 to 70 miles an hour, maybe isolated flooding where we have any sort of heavy rainfall over a extended period of time, but that's not really going to become an issue today in all likelihood. Let's take a look at the actual forecast rain chances visually this afternoon. You can see based off this, we've got scattered storms possible across the Panhandle, West Texas, into a little bit of the Permian Basin, into the Trans-Pecos, Davis, Guadalupe Mounds, out into the Borderland of far west Texas, and then only an isolated chance for a couple showers, especially this morning in places like the Rio Grande Plains, Rio Grande Valley, up the Middle Texas coast and coastal bend, into the Victoria Crossroads, and into portions of southeast Texas in the Golden Triangle. So we get into tonight, you can see those rain chances become concentrated across the Texas Panhandle, West Texas, maybe a bit of Northwest Texas if storms make it that far east, and in the Borderland and far west Texas. In terms of severe weather outlooks, this is going to be for this afternoon, this evening, a level 1 out of 5 risk, meaning about a 1 in 10 to a 1 in 20 chance of a rowdy thunderstorm in your neck of the county. And again, the potential for hail up to the size of quarters, maybe some localized winds 60 to 70 miles an hour. Not really expecting a widespread severe weather issue today or tonight. Now, as we get into portions of tomorrow, this is going to be the severe weather outlook for Thursday afternoon and Thursday evening. A couple things pop out here. One, risk is going to expand a bit further to the east, and two, it's going to go all the way from Big Bend National Park up through the Permian Basin, Big Country, Northwest Texas, West Central Texas, east of I-27, off the Cap Rock, and then across the eastern and northern sides of the Texas Panhandle. And again, we're probably going to see more storms tomorrow than today. The strongest could produce hail, perhaps quarter to golf ball size, winds of 60 to 70 miles an hour, and overall a very low tornado threat. Not completely zero, but it is on the very low side. And if we're to take a look at that visually, here's the chance for precipitation on Thursday, and you can see those chances are generally confined to the western third of Texas, scattered to at times numerous thunderstorms possible tomorrow into tomorrow night. And here's tomorrow night. You can see those chances expand east further into northwest Texas, the Big Country, and Texoma, while chances are generally lower south of Interstate 20 across places like the Permian Basin down into far southwest Texas. In terms of the threat for storms on Friday, we note the Storm Prediction Center has outlined a level 2 out of 5 risk. That's about a 1 in 5 chance to a 1 in 6 chance for a few rowdy storms in your neck of the woods. That includes places like Texoma, northeast Texas, east Texas, all of North Texas, Central Texas, down into the Hill Country, Concho Valley, Big Country, with a lower level 1 risk surrounding those regions into the Permian Basin, portions of southwest Texas, down into the Edwards Plateau, Brazos Valley, Piney Woods of East Texas. Like tomorrow, the main threat's going to be for hail up to the size of golf balls and winds of 60 to 70 miles an hour. And all this is going to occur on Friday thanks to a southward moving cold front, That'll make slow progress, but will have the potential for scattered showers and storms in proximity of it as it moves south. Right now, looks like the timeline, we could see some storms underway by lunchtime from places like Sweetwater up to Wichita Falls, down towards the DFW Metroplex, Interstate 20 corridor around dinner time, so 6, 7 o'clock. And then as we head towards midnight, those storms would be making their way into the Brazos Valley, Central Texas, the Hill Country, maybe the Northern Edwards Plateau. And again, we're still going to get more specific in timing and the overall threats as we get a bit closer. But main issue with Friday will be localized damaging winds, some hail, and maybe some isolated flash flooding. Storms are going to be moving at a decent clip, so the overall flooding threat should not become widespread or high. It will not be a repeat of last weekend. In terms of Saturday, much of Saturday may end up being dry, but we may see additional storms fire up, especially across the center tier of Texas, Saturday night into Sunday morning near that, what's going to be by then a stationary front, but we may have just enough upper level lift show up from a quick moving storm system to help fire up some more showers and storms. No severe weather threat outlined with that right now. Otherwise, temperature department, we're going to see temperatures warm up tomorrow into Friday. Those will be the warmest 2 days across Texas, upper 80s and 90s. And then we're going to cool it back off a bit as we get into the weekend and early next week with high temperatures in the 70s and 80s. As always, you can keep an eye on the sky with the free Texas Storm Chasers interactive weather radar on our website, texasstormchasers.com/radar. And of course, by utilizing the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. Just search for us in your app store, Texas Storm Chasers. When these video forecasts go out, they are sent as push notifications, if you enable them, to your device. All right, we'll have the next Texas Weather Roundup out by 7 a.m. Thursday, and we'll be keeping an eye on any storms in the Panhandle and West Texas later today and tonight, just in case they get a bit windy. Y'all have a good Wednesday. God bless.